"You're just insecure. He's like a brother to me." She said about the guy who once tried to kiss her. I just replied, "Then tell your brother you're moving out." She laughed until she saw the empty drawers the next morning. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I'm James, 28, a marketing analyst with a knack for overthinking and a heart too loyal for its own good. For 4 years, I poured everything into my relationship with Claire. She was electric, vibrant, ambitious, the kind of woman who could make a room pause just by walking in. Her dream was to become an event planner, and I was her biggest supporter. I paid our rent, cooked dinners, and showed up to her chaotic networking gigs, clapping louder than anyone. Her smile, bright and fleeting, felt like my reward. I didn't mind the sacrifices, skipping weekends with friends, dipping into savings for her business cards, or shelving my own dreams, like a photography course I'd saved for. I thought we were building something together. I still remember one night, early on our thrift store couch. Claire's head rested on my shoulder, her voice soft as she promised we'd make it big. Her events, my steady job, a shared future. That memory became a splinter later, sharp and buried deep, when everything unraveled. The trouble started with Ryan, a freelance photographer Claire met at one of her events. He was all charm, tall, tattoos curling up his arms, the kind of guy who'd narrate his life in Instagram captions. I met him at a bar gig she organized a year ago. He got drunk, cornered her by the patio, and tried to kiss her. She laughed it off, called it just Ryan being Ryan. And I let it go because she swore it was nothing. "He's like a brother to me," she said, rolling her eyes when I brought it up later. But that moment lodged in my gut, a quiet warning I couldn't shake. By last spring, the warning screamed. Claire's phone buzzed late at night, her fingers dancing over the screen as she angled it away, giggling at work stuff. She started meeting Ryan for portfolio shoots that stretched past midnight. I'd find her at 2 a.m., editing photos, Ryan's face grinning from her laptop. When I asked, she'd snap, "God, James, not everything's a conspiracy. You're so insecure." Her words cut, not because I doubted myself, but because she dismissed me like I was overreacting to nothing. One evening, I came home from a grueling day at the office, Ty still nodded, to find her dolled up for another shoot. The apartment smelled of her lavender candles, a scent that once felt like home but now mocked me. She was texting furiously, her smile fading when she saw me. "Another late night?" I asked, keeping my voice even. She didn't look up. "Yeah, Ryan's got a new project. It's huge for me." "Ryan again," I said, quieter. "The guy who tried to kiss you." She slammed her phone down, eyes blazing. "Oh my God, James, are you still on that? You're just insecure. He's like a brother to me. You're suffocating me with this paranoia." Suffocating. My chest tightened. "I'm paying the bills, showing up to your events, and you're sneaking around with a guy who disrespected us both." "Disrespected?" She laughed, sharp and cold. "You're so dramatic. Ryan gets my vision. He's helping me build something real. Unlike you, always playing it safe with your boring desk job." Her words landed like punches, each one heavier. The apartment felt like it was closing in, the air thick with her contempt. I wanted to fight back, to list every sacrifice, every late night tweaking her website, every dream I deferred, but something stopped me. I saw her clearly, not as the Claire I loved, but as someone who'd already checked out. "I'm not doing this," I said, my voice low. "If he's your brother, fine. But I'm not your fool." She smirked, tossing her hair. "Whatever, James. Grow up." A week later, I found the proof. I wasn't snooping. Claire left her phone unlocked on the kitchen counter while she showered, a notification from Ryan popping up. Instinct pulled me in. I opened her gallery, and there they were, photos of her and Ryan at a rooftop bar, her hand on his arm, his lips brushing her ear. The caption she'd drafted but hadn't posted. "Feeling alive with my favorite person." My stomach twisted. This wasn't a brother. This was a betrayal. When she emerged, hair dripping, humming a pop song, I held up the phone. "Explain this." She froze, then snatched it from me. "You went through my phone? That's low, James. Don't turn this on me," I said, my voice steady despite the anger clawing inside. "You're posing with your favorite person? What am I to you?" She crossed her arms, defiant. You're blowing this out of proportion. Ryan's helping me network. He inspires me in ways you never could. You're too predictable. Predictable? I stepped closer, my voice rising just a fraction. I've funded your dreams, Claire. I've been here, every damn day, while you chase inspiration with a guy who tried to kiss you. She laughed, a cruel, cutting sound. You're obsessed with that one moment. Ryan's my creative spark. He gets my vibe, my vision. You're just here, James, holding me back from who I'm meant to be. Her words sliced through 4 years of loyalty. I saw it then. She'd chosen him long before this fight, rewriting our history to make me the villain. The apartment felt foreign, her lavender candles burning like a mockery of the home we'd built. I remembered a moment from 2 years ago, driving her to a venue at dawn, my photography course savings gone to cover her deposit. That sacrifice, and so many others, felt like ashes now. So what's your plan? I asked, my voice low, calm. You moving in with your spark? She shrugged, smug. Maybe I will. I need someone who matches my energy, not drags me down with jealousy. I nodded, a strange peace settling over me. Then tell your brother you're moving out. Her laughter filled the room, sharp and mocking. Oh, please, James. You're not going anywhere. You need me. I didn't answer. Instead, I walked to our bedroom, pulled my suitcase from the closet, and started packing. Shirts, socks, my old camera. Each item felt like shedding her weight. She stood in the doorway, still chuckling, thinking it was a bluff. You're serious? She said, her tone shifting to annoyance. You're throwing a tantrum over nothing. It's not nothing, I said, folding a jacket with deliberate care. It's you choosing someone else. I'm respecting your choice. She leaned against the doorframe, smirking. You'll be back, James. You don't have it in you to walk away. I zipped the suitcase, my hands steady. Watch me. I wrote a note. Rent's paid through the month. Good luck, and left it on the counter. By midnight, I was gone, driving to a cheap hotel across town. The room was dim, the bed lumpy, but it felt like freedom. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, replaying her laughter, her smugness. A part of me wanted to call, to demand answers, but I didn't. I closed my eyes, the weight of her words fading. The next morning, my phone lit up with her text. Where's your stuff? You actually left? I didn't reply. Let her laugh at empty drawers. I was done being her safety net. The hotel room smelled of stale coffee and regret, but it was mine. For the first week, sleep was a stranger. Claire's voice echoed in my head. Insecure, boring, suffocating. Each word a reminder of how she'd diminished me. I'd given her everything. My time, my savings, my dreams. I'd skipped a photography workshop to cover her failed events catering deposit, cheered at her gigs while shelving my own passions. The betrayal wasn't just Ryan. It was how she'd laughed, how she'd rewritten me as the problem in her story. I sat on the lumpy hotel bed, my camera in my hands, wondering how I'd let myself disappear into her world. I found a one-bedroom apartment a few neighborhoods away, with creaky floors and a view of a brick wall. It wasn't much, but it was a clean slate. At work, I threw myself into my marketing analyst role, pitching ideas I'd buried to support Claire's hustle. My boss noticed, assigning me to lead a campaign for a local startup. After hours, I dusted off my camera, the one Claire had called cute but impractical. I started freelancing, shooting product photos for small businesses, building a portfolio. Each click of the shutter felt like reclaiming a piece of myself. I'd spend nights editing, the soft glow of my laptop a quiet rebellion against her dismissal. I stayed clear of our old circle. Mutual friends texted, fishing for drama, but I kept responses short or silent. One evening, my buddy Mark called, his voice cautious. You hear about Claire? He asked, stirring his beer over the phone. Not really, I said, editing a photo of a sunrise I'd shot on a hike. What's up? She's living with Ryan now. Moved in right after you left. But it's messy. He's booking her events, taking a huge cut. People say he's controlling, maybe worse. She's not herself. I nodded to myself, unsurprised. Sounds like her choice. You good, man? Mark pressed, concern in his tone. Yeah, I said and meant it. Just building something new. I hung up, feeling a shift. The hurt was still there, a dull ache, but it wasn't driving me anymore. I started hiking on weekends, chasing sunrises with my camera, posting shots online, not for validation, but because it felt right. I remembered that night on the couch, Claire promising we'd build a future together. The memory stung, but it also clarified something. I'd been building her future, not ours. Now, I was building mine. Over months, rumors trickled in. Ryan was pushing Claire into unpaid gigs for exposure, while he partied with other clients. Friends stopped inviting her out, tired of his drama. I didn't gloat. I just kept moving. My freelance gigs grew, and I saved for a better lens. I started a blog to showcase my photography, writing about the hikes, the quiet moments at dawn. One post went viral, landing me a gig shooting for a local magazine. At night, I'd edit photos, the cities hum outside my window, a reminder that I was enough. The confusion was fading, replaced by a calm clarity I hadn't felt in years. I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving, piece by piece. By late fall, Claire's world was crumbling. I didn't seek the details, but our old circle was small, and gossip spread like wildfire. Ryan had been skimming her earnings, booking her for sketchy events that paid late or not at all. The final blow came at a charity gala, her biggest gig yet. Ryan got drunk, flirted openly with a client, and left Claire to clean up the mess. The client trashed her online, calling her unprofessional. Her social media following, her pride and joy, plummeted. Sponsors dropped her. Friends ghosted, unwilling to deal with Ryan's chaos. Last I heard, she was crashing on a friend's couch, her savings drained, her confidence shattered. Then the texts began. The first was casual, like she was testing the waters. "Hey James, how's it going? Been thinking about you." I stared at the screen, feeling nothing but a faint annoyance, like swatting a mosquito. I didn't respond. A week later, another. "Can we talk? I miss our chats." I messed up big time. I blocked her number. Then her sister, Megan, called from a new number, her voice thick with entitlement. "James, you need to talk to Claire," Megan snapped. "She's going through hell, and you just abandoned her." What kind of man does that? I kept my tone flat. The kind who respects her choices. She made them. I'm not her fallback. "You're heartless," she spat. "She's struggling, and you don't care?" "Good luck to her," I said, and hung up, blocking her too. Claire didn't stop. She showed up at my office one afternoon, her hair messy, eyes puffy, a shadow of the vibrant woman I'd known. I was leaving a meeting, portfolio in hand, when she cornered me in the lobby. "James, please," she said, voice trembling but calculated. "I screwed up. Ryan was a mistake. I didn't mean to hurt you. Can we just talk?" I looked at her, once the center of my world, now a stranger. "There's nothing to say, Claire. You wanted Ryan. You got him." Her face twisted, anger breaking through. "You think you're so perfect now? I'm trying to apologize, and you're just cold. I know you still feel something." "I'm not cold," I said, stepping past her. "I'm done." That night, she left a voicemail, her tone swinging from tearful to furious. "You owe me a conversation, James. You can't just erase me like this. I know you're not over me." I deleted it without a second thought. Her desperation was palpable. She'd burned every bridge, and I was the last one standing. But I wasn't her bridge anymore. Sarah's engagement party was on a rooftop venue, string lights twinkling against the city skyline. I almost didn't go, knowing Claire might show, but Sarah and her fiancé, Tom, had become part of my new circle. People who valued me for me, not my ability to fix their messes. I brought Lena, a graphic designer I'd met through a freelance gig. She was kind, grounded, with a laugh that made the world feel lighter. We weren't serious yet, but her presence felt like a promise of something real. She loved my photography, and I loved her quiet confidence. We were by the bar, Lena teasing me about my new lens, when Claire approached. She looked out of place, dress wrinkled, smile forced, clutching a glass too tightly. The crowd's chatter dipped as she stood in front of me, her eyes flicking to Lena, then back. "James," she said, voice shaky but loud enough to draw eyes. "Can we talk? Just for a minute?" Lena glanced at me, curious but unfazed. I gave her a nod, then turned to Claire. "What's there to say?" Her eyes welled up, but there was a calculated edge to it. "I know I screwed up. Ryan was a mistake. I see that now. We had something real, you and me. Don't you miss it? All those nights, planning our future?" I was stupid to throw that away. I felt nothing. No anger, no nostalgia, just a calm void where she used to be. My life's moved on, Claire, I said, my voice steady. I wish you well, but we're done. Her face crumpled, then hardened. You think you're better than me now? She snapped, her voice rising, heads turning. You're just gonna pretend I didn't mean anything? You're not this cold, James. Lena touched my arm, a quiet anchor. I didn't flinch. You meant something, I said, meeting her eyes. But that's past tense. I've got an exhibit opening next week. My work's taking off. My focus is there. Claire's mouth opened, but nothing came out. Lena smiled softly, saying to me, we should check out the dessert table. We walked away, her hand light on my elbow, leaving Claire standing alone. I heard her mutter something, a mix of anger and defeat, but it didn't matter. The party's laughter swallowed her voice. Later, Sarah pulled me aside, her voice low. Claire's a mess. Ryan left her with nothing. Debts, no clients. She thought you'd take her back. I shrugged, glancing at Lena across the room, her eyes catching mine. She thought wrong. Driving home with Lena, the city lights blurring past, I felt free. Claire was a shadow, irrelevant to the life I'd built. One with hikes at dawn, a camera in my hands, and people who saw me for me. She'd laughed at empty drawers once. Now, she was the one empty, and I didn't look back. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.